Hello everyone, James here. Dr. Fauci made a statement that's making the head spin on all the Democrats in the media. He stated there's no reason why you can't vote in person. If you can go to CVS, you can go to the grocery store, or Home Depot. Because you social distance, you wear your mask, and they wash the equipment, and you wash your hands, and there's no reason. And he's 100% right. So you go to vote, you wait in line, the person 6 feet behind you, they ask you your name, blah, blah. You go to the machine, press your buttons, you walk away, whatever it is. How it is in your state. Here, mine's are all electronic. Just go up, boop, 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 and press send, and it goes through. So what they do, they go in, after you vote, they wash it down with a Lysol wipey, and you go and vote. But the Democrats don't seem to want this. They're all flipped out because, you know, they love Dr. Fauci. He's been their person for this whole pandemic. They believe everything that comes out of his mouth is like, because he's a scientist, you know, he's been doing this for 50 years. The guy's 77 years old, okay? And they love this guy because he's been so against Trump the whole time. But now he's saying that you should vote in person. There's no reason not to. He even said that balloting is probably not the best thing to do. He didn't want to get involved with that. But balloting is a big issue because the Democrats want you to ballot instead of voting in person, because then they can control the vote and validate votes. If you vote in person, they can't invalidate your vote. Nancy Pelosi stated in this whole stimulus program was to not have signature verification. Holy cow. This is how it works, folks. I'll show you how they corrupt the vote. In every state, there's people who die. And you can look at how many people died in that state and their addresses. Okay? So Mrs. Johnson died. So you take Mrs. Johnson's name, you fill her name out, her address, then you sign her signature. So in my state, I don't know how it is in your state, but there's a book. When I go to vote, there's a book, and they look at my name, and there's my name, my address, or whatever my addresses were, and then there's my signature. So they take these two signatures, and when I sign the book, they can look and see the signatures are the same, or in the book from before when I voted. So my signatures all match. But Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats don't want signature verification because then they can cheat on the ballots. You gotta understand, this is a very pretentious vote this year, and they don't want Donald Trump. So they'll try anything they can to get Donald Trump. So I'm telling you, if you're a Trump voter or a Republican, you need to vote in person, because otherwise your vote will be invalidated somehow, or when they open up ballots up, they start throwing them out. So there's gonna be a big problem with a lot of vote discrepancies in certain areas, because that's what the Democrats want to do. They want to control the whole program. They control the vote. They control who wins. Okay? This is a lot worse than what Russia was doing. This is, the Democrats will actually physically have your ballot, and if it says Donald Trump for president, boom, it goes right in the garbage can, or they invalidate it they'll find some reason. Okay? That's the problem. That's why you have to vote in person. Don't go saying that you can't. If you can go to the grocery store, we all do it. You can go to CVS. I was just there yesterday. I was at the grocery store today. I wear my mask. There's social distancing. There's tape on the floor and all that crap. You can vote in person. There's no reason. There's not going to be any difference voting in person than going to Home Depot. Okay? You have to wear your mask when you go to Home Depot. You have to stay 6 feet behind the person at the cash register. That's no different than at the voting. It's just a big scam that's being pushed by the Democrats because they want to control the narrative and control the vote. Because Joe Biden is a very weak president candidate right now. He was leading in the polls, and he is shrinking down because Joe is just got issues. So now they're trying everything they can. So they tried to slide it in the stimulus program, and the GOP said, the Republicans said, are you crazy? We're not going to okay this garbage. They want ballot harvesting. When a person comes to your house, you, instead of mailing it in, a Democratic operative, because the Democrats control most of the states, Wyoming and New Jersey, they control the Assembly, the Senate, and the governorship, and all the county electrical places. And so this is the problem. So they send somebody around from the local Democratic Party picking them up all these votes. And what happens? They take them back to a third place, or you're supposed to take them back. But probably your vote will probably be looked at, and Trump supporter. Never saw it. Never saw a Trump supporter. So that's what they're going to do. So they can easily they can change the vote or put in fake signatures on votes, because Nancy Pelosi doesn't want voter to check a signature. She wants universal mail where you fill out. We got last election, 2016. 130 million people voted in the presidential election. 130 million. So they're going to send out 130 million ballots or more, just out to anybody, every household in America, anybody who has an address. Even if that person never voted in 10 years, they're going to get a ballot. Don't tell me that's not corruption at its finest. They're desperate. They're desperate. They got the worst candidate coming. Joe Biden is the worst candidate. The guy's, God bless him, he's a guy's 77, gonna be 78. He's got a problem. You see him get angry all the time. He's got senility issues. He's an old man, and he can't put two words together when he goes offline. That's the biggest problem he has. He doesn't have the competency to do it anymore. And they're trying to hide this. So he's been slowly going down. He's not slowly. He's been dropping big time in the polls. And plus all this crap going on, all these protests against the police, have been nothing but help Trump. Like Ted Wheeler said in Portland, all of these protesting and blowing up and burning stuff only helps Donald Trump, and he's 100% right. Anyway, people, you must vote in person. I'm going to vote in person. You should vote in person. If you want your vote to count legitimately, vote in person, because if you vote by ballot, there's a 50-50 chance that your vote will never be counted. It could be lost, depending where it goes, or who's controlling it. I'm in a Democratic state, and guess what? The Democrats control the vote. If you go and vote on a machine, nobody can change your vote. Your vote is there. That's the problem here, and that they don't want to happen. That's why they're so, we gotta vote. They're scaring the people. My father is 91 years old. He does some weird crap because he watches MSNBC all the time, and the local NBC channel here in New York, and he does some weird shit because they tell him to do it. So they scare you. That's all they're trying to do. So most people don't follow the news as much as they should, or what's going on. I have a friend in Florida. She doesn't know. She doesn't watch the news at all. But she's voting for Trump. She's a Trump supporter. She told me that. Women for Trump. She goes to all these rallies and stuff. And so they're trying to scare you that you're going to get coronavirus. Have you got coronavirus going to the store? Huh? No. I haven't. Probably not many people have. Because people go to the store every day. But the Democrats are just trying to scare the crap out of you that you're going to get sick and die if you go and vote in person, which is not true. If you can go to the food store, CVS, Home Depot, you can vote in person. Okay? Don't let them fool you. Come on. Don't let them fool you. You can vote in person. Let's stop this garbage. Be real, people. Be real. Vote in person. Regardless of who you're voting for, if you're voting for Joe Biden, I don't think Joe Biden's going to make it to the November. I think he's going to be replaced because they're going to find out there's a October surprise is going to be he's mentally incompetent, and the other October surprise is going to be the vaccination. All right, people, that's it. Vote in person. Make your vote count. Don't forget, vote in November. Have a good day.